All right, so in this video, we have a very exciting review for you. We are going to be reviewing the brand new Joola SCORPEUS. These are the signature models of Colin Johns and Anna Bright, the 16mm and the 14mm. We're going to give you our honest thoughts as we've been playing with them for a while now. Just really quickly, for those in the comments, they sent us this, a while before the release, so the graphics will not be up to date, but these are the exact models that are going to be out on the market. So let's get right to it. All right, so Kaden and I just got off the court, finishing a drilling session with the brand new SCORPEUS. This is the 16mm Colin Johns model SCORPEUS, and then Kaden in his hands has the 14mm Anna Bright SCORPEUS.
Yep.
And we are going to give you our thoughts. So Kaden, off the bat, what did you like?
Well, I personally loved the feel of this paddle. I loved the hand speed. I loved my dinks. The speed ups felt great as well. Personally, this is definitely a paddle I would use.
Okay. All right. So off the bat for me, couple things, or just the main thing: defense. I'm a person that prides myself in my reset ability in that transition. I really enjoyed the 16mm. There's a large paddle face. One thing I really like about this paddle, it's a large paddle face, but also it does have a little elongated grip, so I can have my two-hander on there when I need to add that second hand on. So resets, and then volleys. I really like the volley speed and just how it felt up close. And yeah, those are the main things. For me personally, what I did not enjoy, and I'm kind of comparing this to the Ben Johns Perseus, but the drives and the serves didn't feel as good as maybe the Ben Johns Perseus, but I definitely got used to them. I could hit them really well, my serves and drives, but when it comes to a strength, this paddle serves and drives, I don't think would be its strength. What do you think are some of the things that maybe you didn't like?
Yeah, personally, I mean the 16mm for me, that was a little too soft. So when I was countering with that and trying to hit the ball hard, I just felt like it was a little bit too soft, but I did gain that back with the 14. So in terms of comparison to the Perseus, one thing I actually like is that this hitting face is a little bit more square. So it kind of opens up the sweet spot a little bit more. But that being said, you just get a little bit less mishit with this paddle compared to that Perseus.
Yeah, so this SCORPEUS, just in general, 16 and the 14, I think it's going to have definitely a bigger sweet spot. We got a wider paddle. Obviously it's shorter, but so that sweet spot's going to be closer to your hand, and it's going to feel really, really good. So like Kaden said, he prefers the 14. I actually really like the 16. I like how it reset, and for defense, one of the best things in my game, that's what I just really, really love about it. Now, recommendations, Kaden. Who would you recommend this kind of paddle to?
Believe it or not, I would recommend this to everyone. This is a great paddle for beginners who are trying to get into the game and maybe get a little bit more on their shots. You really can't go wrong with this paddle. So I would recommend it to anywhere from a beginner to a pro.
Yeah. So my recommendation, kind of like Kaden's, really interesting. So when I talk about an all-around paddle, I think the Perseus, the Ben Johns ones has a lot more power, and with rolls and things like that, all around for defense, and has good offense. Why I also would recommend this, even from beginner all the way up to intermediates and advanced, is because it has good control, it has good spin and power, and yeah, it has the option to, it's long enough where you can add a two-hander. So that's what I really liked about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so to recap, this is just a really great all-around paddle. It has great, grit on the paddle face. You can apply good spin. and it has a really good control game. So in that transition, in that mid-court, I felt like, again, defense, resets, digging out when you're in trouble, really, really good. That sweet spot's a little bit closer to your hand, so it gives you really good accuracy and, you know, tight, compact volleys. I think that is a really good thing. Last things that you want to add?
Yeah, a word I would use for this paddle is consistent. You know, when I was using it, I never really found myself hitting the ball unless it was really just in a bad spot at the bottom of the paddle. So compared to the Perseus, where you do have a little bit of hit, this paddle is as consistent as it gets. So definitely have to give it a go.
Yeah, and lastly, just really interesting, if you look at the contrast of Ben Johns and Colin Johns, right? And we talk about Colin, a lot of players, you know, refer to him as the consistent player and just the steady player, the reset machine. It's obvious why he picks something like this and designed something like this and went with this, because this thing is just a reset machine. You're going to probably see Colin on the tour still doing the same thing, resetting a lot of balls, getting a lot of balls back. So that's the contrast of the Scorpius versus the Perseus. You know, check out the link below in the description. We have a 10% off coupon. Coupon code is Briones10. And again, if you would like to see the Perseus review, go ahead and click in the link in the description as well, because we review that thoroughly. Leave a comment below. Lastly, for other paddles you'd like us to review, we're going to be reviewing a lot of different paddles. I think our perspective is a different one, as we are coaches in the game, recommending paddles to a lot of different players, and we play at a very high level ourselves. So again, thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yes, baby! Oh, yeah! Oh, God!